Are you wanting more satisfaction in your relationship with your partner for them and for you? You want to be back in the juiciness of when you first met, the dating phase. I think we all know how sweet it is to be in the new love where you really like that other person on the other side of the table when you're having dinner, and you want to find ways to bring pleasure and excitement and adventure to their life because it feels so good for you to do that. And something happens often in a relationship where we drift, we become unconscious to the narrative driving the bus, to our feelings and our emotions, or what to do and how to bring back that fire. This is a consciousness problem. Nothing wrong with you or your partner, even though there can be the default of, oh, if only she, oh, if only he, if only they. Well, in this video, I'm going to go over the 3 levels of relational consciousness that will help you come back into your power. Clarity is power, my friend. So I want you to be clear and to be able to discern when you're in each of these levels, which we will always dance between these 3. But if we don't know which one we're in, we will offer over ingredients to the relationship that are less than ideal. They're not going to be the thing that creates the satisfaction or the feeling of love or being liked. An example of this is, and I use this one so often, and it's just a good example. I was previously married, and it ended in a divorce. I was with this woman for 7 years of my life, and I really did like her. I really did love her. I didn't have the tools to create the thriving relationship that I wanted. So I just unconsciously showed up thinking I was doing the right thing, but it wasn't modeled to me growing up. It wasn't modeled in society. So I was doing the best with what I had. When I look at TV shows, there wasn't a lot of, whoa, what makes this really work? That level of unconsciousness led to a situation where my partner and I got farther and farther apart from each other, and we didn't know what to do. She did her coping strategies. I did my coping strategies, and I numbed out. I used Netflix specials to feel good. I smoked pot. I looked at pornography, anything to just feel better than what I was feeling in the absence of our really deep, intimate connection between the two of us. And she just worked on herself and built out more of her own personal friendships and relationships. And then eventually there was so much distance, there was so much lack of understanding of each other that it had to end, and she ended it, and it sucked. But it also brought me into the awareness and the realization, oh my God, when I look back on the relationship, there were so many places I was so focused on my own inner world that I wasn't able to see or feel what it was she was trying to offer me in the relationship. I couldn't let her love in. I couldn't feel it. I wasn't clear on that. I didn't notice that. I was so focused on the me that I couldn't feel the we. So what we're going into today is the 3 levels of relational consciousness. The reason this is important for you is if you can start to name it, you can tame it. That's worth writing down. If you can name it, you can tame it. And so we want to be able to name, actually I'm going to put that right here. If we can name it, we can tame it. What I mean by this is if we can name either a feeling we have or some sort of behavior that we're in, if we can see it and bring it into our awareness, we can do something about it. We can shift the energy. We have the power of will. But if we are asleep at the wheel, we're just going to run out our program, what we were given, what we were modeled. And so the 3 levels of consciousness are this. The first one is me consciousness. The second one is we consciousness. Oh, no, it's not. cancel delete. My brain glitched. The second level is, spoiler alert, I already gave it to you. So the second one is you, me consciousness. And the third is we consciousness. And where the highest level of health lives, it's here. That's our aim. But we can't skip the first two. This is where a lot of couples get stuck. I just want to normalize, most couples are stuck here and struggle with this. In me consciousness, this is the part of us where we really do need to know who we are and what we need and what we enjoy in relationship. Because if we don't have clarity in who we are, we won't know the direction we're going. We won't know how to advocate for what we need. We won't know how to set boundaries for things that don't feel good. We have to know the me in order to be able to do the you, me. Oh, who are you? Well, this is me. And then if we know each other, if I know me and my partner knows herself, now we can start to make deals and arrangements in our life and negotiate needs and move our life, weave our life together in a way that feels good for both of us, the we. When we self-realize and get to know our God-given gifts and bring them to life, let go of the things that take away our energy and pick up things that bring us energy, we will move into higher levels of health and we'll be able to do relationship really well. We'll be able to do the you, me really well. And when we do the you, me really well, what starts to actually happen is we ascend into the remembering and the realization, oh, it's always been we. It's never about them or me. It's always about we. Anytime we're relating with something in our life, we are talking about relationship. This is why I devoted my entire life to relationship, because once I had this insight, oh my God, relationship is the root of everything. The relationship to my thoughts, the relationship to my feelings, the relationship to my actions, relationship to my body, my relationship to food, the relationship to other people that are different, to judgments, to criticisms, my relationship to nature, my relationship. You get the point. It's everything. So if I don't understand the ingredients that create healthy relationship, my life will be a struggle. I will suffer more than I have to. It's the good old phrase, suffering is life. There is no getting away from suffering. Life is suffering. That's the good old phrase. Life is suffering. But it doesn't mean we have to live in suffering. Suffering is a choice. To live in it is a choice. This has been a game changer for me once I understood this. When we learn how to really master the me, when we self-realize and we really get to know what our needs are, what we desire, our non-negotiables. What I mean by this one is there's a lot of people that do have a non-negotiable. They don't want to be treated poorly, but they'll end up in relationships and let themselves be treated poorly because maybe they grew up in an abusive environment, as an example. I've worked with a lot of women who have had a lot of sexual and physical and emotional abuse. How I started my coaching practice, where it blew up and took off, was when I started to support women to heal their relationship with the masculine. And one of the biggest things is women didn't have the felt sense of where their non-negotiables were. They didn't have boundaries. They didn't have the ability to say, hey, I don't like how you're treating me. We had to create enough safety for so many of these women to process all the hurt, for them to find their sacred no and say, that's enough, dude. Man, I don't like how you're treating me. And for all you Americans, yes, I said dude. Some people give me flack up for that. Oh, yes, I'm Canadian. Don't let that take away from the essence of these teachings, please. Non-negotiables. We have to get to know what they are. And then purpose. This is such a big one. If we don't know what we're here for, if we don't know what gifts we have that feel good in the giving of them, that leads to value for other people, we're not living a life of purpose or meaning, and then it will be hard to feel satisfied in self. And then what happens is, if we aren't doing the me well, we will unconsciously, remember these are the 3 levels of consciousness, we will unconsciously project onto the other. Well, it's you're too emotional, you're too sensitive. Oh, you're so selfish. We will project all our unresolved material onto the other person. And then that's where we get stuck in the shadow of this place. Oh, you, me. Well, you did this. Well, if you didn't say this, I wouldn't have that. And, I think we all know that place. So the me is really important. What are my needs? What are my desires? What's my purpose? And am I feeding that? Oversimplifying, how good are you at taking care of yourself? Taking care of self. Do you know how? When you do, great. You will be able to clearly teach people how to love you. And this is one that I want you to remember forever. When we are maturing as men, when we are moving into mature masculinity, we're moving into the game of teaching others how you want to be loved. That's doing me really well. You are in the game of this. This is mature masculinity. It's not just being hurt and upset for not getting your needs met. It's being in the practice of, if you're not getting your needs met, you first need to get clear on what meets your needs and then teach others how to meet your needs. Not from demand or control or domination, but making requests. Hey, as an example with Courtney, you're like, hey, you know what would be so helpful for me, or it would feel so good, is when I walk in the door, instead of the grievances or what I'm not doing, it would be great if you started with, wow, thank you so much for making money for our family. Thank you so much for how much you tend the land. Thanks for your capacity to be able to fix all of our vehicles. Wow, thank you for how you hold space for my emotions. Give me 3 to 5 of those, and then I'm here to hold space for the places that aren't feeling good. We got to teach. Too many partners will hang out in the resentment of not getting what they want, but they haven't done that part. It's important work. Okay. Sorry if that was hard to read with the gold over that. Maybe I should use white. Let's try that. Whoa. I lost it. Sorry, usually that doesn't happen. Okay. We're right there. It's a little better. Okay. Teaching others how to be loved. That's the name of the game, mature masculinity. Okay. Let's go into you, me consciousness. This is the place of getting to learn how to bridge your me into the relationship with another person who's different. This is learning how to be in difference. Learning how to relate with difference. why this is important. We default to a very narcissistic state. That's just how we're wired. No one's bad or wrong for this. We are a bit narcissistic. We want things our way. Feels good to do what we want to do with our time, with our energy. And we don't want to be told what to do or how to do it. This is what's called counter will, and all of us have it. Think of the moments where your partner says, hey, do this, or can you do that? And then, oh, it's triggering. This is that part. This is the place. It is hard. And I just want to normalize. If your relationship feels hard, it's not necessarily because your partner is hard to relate with and it's about her. It could be just, relating is hard. Relating with people that are different is difficult. And so we really need to learn how to create capacity. This is key here. On today's The Initiated Man group call and live call today, which was this morning, we were talking about capacity. We were talking about the 3 C's to mature masculinity. And I'm not going to give them all here, but the one of them that we were exploring was capacity. We need to be able to cultivate the actual ability of capacity to move towards the difference, to want to figure out how to meet the needs in your partner and ask for your needs to be met. This is being in the game of making deals or agreements. So what this practically looks like as an example is Courtney and I are both entrepreneurs. We have a podcast called The Sacred We, where we support couples. And I have this part of my business that is just me serving you men. And we also parent. So we're entrepreneurs, we're parents, and we homestead. We're on 5.5 acres. There's a lot of responsibilities. We have had to master the you, me. We have had to make a lot of agreements and deals to make sure that the relationship and the life that we are co-creating feels really good, that it thrives, that it's nourishing. If we just left it to chance or left it to our unconscious way of being, it would have been rooted in the me. That's what was the main ingredient to my last marriage failing. So I didn't understand. I was mostly living in me, trying to figure out how to love her in ways to get my needs met. I don't understand that. But in my marriage with Courtney, we know how important this is. We know that there's an enlightened self-interest to really taking care of each other. If I learn what Courtney needs to feel really satisfied in the relationship, satiated by the relationship, then she's going to want to meet my needs. And then this is what creates the satisfaction. The satisfaction is growing up in our consciousness to understand, wow, it feels good to offer over the thing that is well received. So I need to learn how to become the leader, the man that has the capacity to give the thing that is actually enjoyable to receive. And then I also need to have the capacity to receive. This is a big one. A lot of people resist receiving love, resist receiving support. And that's the work to do. That would be back to the me work. Whoa, what's inside of me? What unresolved past material is driving the bus that leads to me deflecting or defending love when it does show up? That would be me work, so that we can do the you, me well. So it is an example with Courtney and I. We have different needs, and as an example, on the weekend, our whole week is structured like this, but I'll just give you an example. It's Saturday right now, and we have an agreement that from 8 o'clock in the morning till 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday, I get to do whatever nourishes me. So every other week, I do my Initiated Man group call. And that's where we go deep on all of these things, and I get to support men. That's my purpose. It's my mission. It's what lights me up. So I choose to do that on a Saturday. And then I work on the community piece. I upload videos, and then I do YouTube content if I didn't do it on my Thursday or Friday. And so here I get to serve, because when I'm in service, I feel so good. And then when I go off and the rest of the afternoon is family time, I'm so free of mind because I've gotten my need met in the way that I want it. Courtney's taking care of our son. I can hear her out there. Actually, they're playing on our new trampoline. And so she's having fun out there. They're doing their thing. She's holding the fort. And then I get to do this. And then we have family time. That's the agreement we made. And then tomorrow in the morning from 8 to 1, I'm with our son Cedar, and we usually go fishing or off in adventures. And she gets to do whatever she wants to do that's nourishing for her, whether that's self-care, it's rest, it's exercising, it's tending her business, whatever it is. We've made the agreement that feels good for us. We negotiated to find the time windows that meets the whole need of the family. This is what's called the shared nervous system. And I don't want to overwhelm you. I'll do another video on that. But it's tending the we space. What's great about the you me is this you me place. When we learn how to make really good deals that feels good on both sides, we're actually nourishing and practicing this we. This we place is really starting to understand we aren't actually separate. Yes, in bodies, we're separate. Oh, my video's blocking you. I'm going to move that. We aren't, you can see it there, separate. We aren't actually separate. Yes, in bodies we are, but if we're in relationship with another person, the mature highest perspective is understanding two energies that come together, create a third energy, and now we're both responsible for that third energy. We are in relationship. We are in relationship. It's like when I'm cooking. If I'm not in a mindful experience of, let's say I don't know if you've heard of sable fish. Sable fish is this fish that's really expensive. It's luxurious meat. It's so delicious. It's the best fish I've ever had. It's expensive. If I'm not mindful of my part of the relating to cooking the fish, and I just put it on a pan and I'm off thinking about my own world, I'll burn it or I'll wreck it somehow. And then that's part of my responsibility. It's not the stove's fault. It's not the fish's fault. I'm relating with it. But if I'm really attuning to it and I know that it's a fatty fish, I can actually cook it for a really long time without burning it, which is why it's a great fish also. It's hard to wreck. I need to understand, I need to butter the pan. I need to do this. I need to offer certain things for me to enjoy my part of the experience, which is the outcome I'm looking for, which is I want a delicious meat hitting my mouth or fish. Do not take that the wrong way. This delicious fish for me to eat. I want that. I want that foodgasm, I call them. I want the foodgasm. So I have to attune so well for me to experience what I'm wanting. Me getting to know my desire and knowing that the other, the you, me, this part here, the you, me, knowing that there's certain sets of ingredients that are required for me to get my desire met. If I offer that to the relationship and the we part, now there's a fish being respected and revered. It didn't lose its life for nothing. It's bringing me joy and satisfaction. It's nourishing my body. And I'm enjoying the experience of all the energy and focus and attention I put into it. That's the we. Maybe a funny example. I'm a food guy, so I'm sure the fish isn't stoked it died to feed me. Maybe a little patriarchal right there. But there's the primal part of me. That's the we. Have to tend the we. Another practicality of this is the more I have done this, you, me really well, when it comes to the we part of Courtney and I understand that we are in a co-creation. Everything is a co-creation. If she's having a shitty day, that needs to matter to me because it will impact how I feel. That's a we thing. It's not her and me. It's okay, we've got this need in the home right now. When Courtney has her moon cycle every single month, as an example, she's in what's called her luteal right now. That tells me she's super sensitive. She's probably going to cry a lot. She's going to need me to hold space for her feelings. She gets really tender. That's just what we are navigating. She has her part of it where she has cramps and she's emotional and needs lots of gentleness, but still has to show up for mothering. That's hard. So I need to come back and reflect. Yeah, that's hard. And then there's things that are hard for me because, oh yeah, there is more sensitivity, and there's just a lot that's impacting the we. But when we just start to see life through the lens of it's always we actually create the thing that I think all of us want. And this is, well, actually, I'll move this down. When we do the we really well, we are now creating freedom for ourselves and for the people around us, because we're taking radical responsibility for the environment that we are in, making sure that it's nourishing. If we want it to be nourishing, we can't just expect it to be nourishing. We have to be really clear on me, know how to do the we. How do we make sure both of us are enjoying what's happening here? Is there a balance of each other getting needs met? And if so, the we part is really enjoyable. This is where there's more play and laughter and curiosity, wanting to understand each other. Tell me what you're learning about yourself. Hey, how can I be an ally? This is all about allyship. Allyship. How do I support us to really have a good time here? The thing that I want you to remember in all of this, when you learn how to do the me really well, clearing your direction, I've shared this in past videos, but my definition of leadership, clarity in who you are and the direction that you're going, that the decisions that you make creates an environment that is nourishing for you and the people around you. In order to be in that level of leadership, you got to master who are you, what makes you tick, where are your weaknesses, your triggers, can you own them, can you express them, can you apologize when they do create hurt? Then can you go into, hey, you're different. I want to learn how to navigate the difference. And how do you have a good time while I'm having a good time? And then, oh, we're having a good time. That graduates into the we consciousness. Oh my God, my life is so much better because you're in it. I like you. You like me. And I was talking to somebody earlier today. It's easy to love someone. It's harder to be in the practice of liking another person. That means learning to repair, learning how to take responsibility in a relationship so that it is a likable experience. We can't just expect it to happen without understanding these three levels, because we will slip into the first two. That is what us being asleep at the wheel is all about, is we will default to the me consciousness or default to you, me, because again, we're narcissistic. We're selfish beings. We think about our own experience often. Well, that's true for me. Is that true for you? When we just own that, we can then intentionally move towards what would make this feel better for us. Where am I not getting curious of what you need to feel better? I want to do that work. One of the examples in the call today, one of the men was talking about how they want more curiosity in the relationship, but it's hard to be in the curiosity. And I named the thing, I just expressed, well, it's hard if there hasn't been a lot of repair in the relationship. If there's stacked hurt, your brain won't move into curiosity. It's in survival. So in order to feel the enjoyment of curiosity, we need to learn how to properly take ownership where we hurt other people. When we can do that, we're taking responsibility for the you, me. Hey, I'm here. I hurt you. That matters. I'm not bad or wrong, but I'm going to name it. I'm going to acknowledge it. When we do that, it feels good. And then the other will want to do it for us. Now we are tending the we. And this is the thing I want to leave you with. When you learn how to prioritize the we, it is the thing that is satiating the me. So we're going to leverage that narcissistic part of us, the selfish part of us. If you learn to prioritize the we, you are nourishing and satiating the me because it feels good to be valuable. It feels good to provide. It feels good to grow up in perspective and not react to every situation happening in your life, where you have the ability to respond instead of react. That is freedom, my friend. So my hope for you is you learn to prioritize the aim for we, which requires you to learn the me, do the you me. If you got value from this, please do me a favor. Let me know in the comments, what's your takeaway? What's your aha moment? In order for us to get the most out of learnings and teachings, we have to integrate it, which has been proven when we type something, when we write something, it helps the message land deeper. So do that right now. Don't let this insight or aha drift away. Use your brain, type it in. What is true in your experience? What got invoked in you? What's the new insight, the perspective, the thing you're going to focus on, work on, do? Let me know in the comments. Let other men read what it is for you in the comments, and then hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you on the next one.